Hello, everyone. X-Wall Kill Bethelite here. And do you ever hide from the truth? Because I think all Jehovah's Witnesses will fall under this category. Uh, that something's wrong and they're just hiding behind Watchtower. Everyone that's an adult, kids, you're talking about somebody who's not fully aware of life yet. I'm talking adults. For example, have you ever had some kind of a pain or something wrong, your stomach, whatever the case may be, and the symptoms of what's wrong, you Google it because you want to find out what it is so you can fix it, right? You Google it. Google brings up some options. Let's say you type in, you got fever and you got shortness of breath. Well, you Google that and COVID comes up in the Google search. There are some people who will read what Google has to say, take precautions, think, man, if I might have COVID or COVID symptoms, I better get on this early and get this fixed. There's some people that'll do that. That's what you should do. Then there's other people who will just scroll past it. That's not what they want to hear. They don't want to hear that. That's scary to them. Let's just scroll past it and let's just pretend like I didn't just see what I just saw. Right? There's people that they might have symptoms for, let's say, cancer, right? Let's say they feel a lump somewhere and they notice something and they Google the symptoms. And if Google, one of the searches says cancer, that's scary. I don't like that. Let's skip past it real quick, right? That's hiding from the truth, because what a person should do is, man, I'm glad I have this information. Let me take precautions. Let me use this information to jump on this early and go to the doctor and get checked up. Let's get it fixed early. That's what a person should do. But what some people do is just hide from it and pretend nothing's wrong. Pretending nothing's wrong when something is obviously wrong is what all Jehovah's Witnesses do. They're all hiding something. They all have something wrong with them. I know that some people, when we put them all under the category of stupid, right? Let's say a person believes that a religion that falsely predicted the end of the world in 1975, falsely predicted the end of the world was going to come before the generation of 1914, passed away, falsely told people they probably shouldn't have kids because the end of the world is so close, falsely predicted people probably shouldn't, go to college and stuff like that because what's the point? The end of the world is so close and the end of the world doesn't come. And they stay. Well, a lot of people would say, well, they're stupid. I'd say, yes, they're either stupid or hiding from the truth. They see it, but they scroll past it real quick. They see what could possibly be wrong here, what is obviously wrong here, and they quickly scroll past the possibilities. They will pretend like there's nothing wrong. All Jehovah's Witnesses fall under this category of there's something literally wrong. I mean, like they're literally slow, which there's people that are like that, right? They're either literally slow. Some people are just not that bright. It's just the life. It's just life. Some people are just not that bright. They fall under that category, or they fall under the category of the person that hides from the truth. They see symptoms. They see something's wrong, but they don't like the possible problems. They don't like the possible outcomes and solutions. One of the possible problems is Watchtower's wrong. Let's scroll past that real quick. Let's scroll past. Got to be something else. Let's just look into something else, right? A major problem with depression amongst Jehovah's Witnesses is there's a problem, but they don't like the possible solution, which is to leave the cult. You're in a cult. Leave it. They don't like, let's scroll past it real quick. Let's just pretend there's nothing wrong. You have this going on. I mean, everywhere you look, you see people, you see something majorly wrong, and you got some people that just decide we're going to scroll past the possibility that something's wrong here and pretend it like it's all good. Like you got people that, hoarders. What could be more obviously wrong than somebody having cans stacked up from like 1975, piled up all over the house, stuff piled up all over the house. You can't hardly walk through the living room without possibly tripping over something and breaking your ankle. It's right there in front of you. It's so obvious something's wrong, right? Well, some people fall in the category of, okay, yeah, they know they're a hoarder and they need to go and get help for it. Counseling, something, right? Take the steps to fix the problem. Then there's some people hiding from the truth that fall under that category of they don't think anything is wrong, right? And they want to live life as if, hey, let's invite some people over for dinner. You know what I mean? They can't get to the table. They'd have to clear a path through the garbage to get through the table. But there's something wrong with the human psyche that we can obviously see the problem and we don't fix it. There's something wrong, and you cannot. A doomsday cult where doomsday never came is the most obvious. There's something wrong with this religion that there is, right? There is no other church where you can say it would be obvious that the doctrine is wrong. You can't say it would just be obvious that the doctrine is wrong. Pick one and you show me where it's just obvious. Like nobody should be able to believe this, right? The whole concept of God. You cannot say, oh, that's obvious. No, because nobody knows where everything came from. So that's one of the possibilities, and some people choose that possibility, right? That we all were created. Everything was created. Some people choose other possibilities, but that's a possibility, right? So you can't say that's just obviously wrong. But with Jehovah's Witnesses, predicting the end of the world was going to come a long time ago and it never came is obvious. It's beyond anything you can see at another church. There is no other example greater than the fact that Jehovah's Witnesses falsely predicting the end of the world should make all of them think, yeah, something's wrong here. I might not be in the right religion. They're in a position that there's nobody else in American religion quite similar to that. There's nothing in the Bible that covers falsely predicting the end of the world. There's nothing there that covers that. Right? So a person should be able to self-regulate, see obvious, glaring issues, and then fix them. Right? Because if I wake up in the morning and it's early and I'm in a hurry and I put on one gym shoe and I put on one flip-flop and I look down and see it, I'm not just going to leave the house like there ain't nothing wrong, right? I'm going to take precautions to fix it. I'm going to put on either 2 flip-flops to make a match or 2 gym shoes to make a match, right? The Jehovah's Witness is the person, I don't like the concept that I could have possibly put on the wrong shoes, so I'm just going to walk around in front of everybody with mismatched shoes. Blatantly obvious something's wrong there. And have 1 gym shoe on and 1 flip-flop on. Let's take a water break here. And anybody that says, hey, you have 1 flip-flop on and 1 gym shoe on, you might want to fix that. Well, I'm going to shun them, right? Anybody that questions, why are you wearing 1 gym shoe and 1 flip-flop? Oh, there's something wrong with them, right? They're worldly, right? They're apostate. The problem is with them, right? So it's not because I got on 1 gym shoe and 1 flip-flop and it's obvious to the world. Nobody does that. I'm going to pretend everything's okay here and that there's something wrong with everybody else. And that's the situation Jehovah's Witnesses fall under. And if you talk to a lot of Jehovah's Witnesses, you will find this to be true. Some of them are just mentally slow and they just would walk out the house with 1 gym shoe and 1 flip-flop and just not know anything's wrong with that. But then there's others where they're hiding behind Watchtower. Watchtower tells them, there's nothing wrong with you. No, pass out our watchtowers. There's nothing wrong with you. There's something wrong with everybody else. And they like that. But there's a problem here, right? Watchtower is that person that when you Google the problem and COVID pops up, they say, oh, no, you don't have COVID. There's something wrong with Google. All that stuff's wrong. Everything else is wrong. You're fine. Everything else is wrong. When you talk to a lot of Jehovah's Witnesses and you really think, you're going to find inadequacies. And Watchtower covers those inadequacies. You're going to find people that are socially awkward and they just don't have a lot of friends. They don't make a lot of friends. They're just socially awkward and they'd have problems dating and they watch there and there you have it, right? Instead of fixing those problems, self-regulating, what can I do to help fix this? They join Watchtower. Oh, I'm going to find me a wife in Watchtower because if I pass out magazines, they have to talk to me. Women have to talk to me then, right? There's a problem. There's a glaring problem there. And instead of fixing it, they hide from the truth. Watchtower's like, we'll keep feeding into this and because that brings them money, right? You're giving Watchtower money. Watchtower tells you don't have a problem, everybody else does, and they never help you fix it. And the only person that suffers is you. You are the only person that suffers from having something wrong and never fixing it, and instead deciding to hide behind a cult. Oh, the end of the world's coming so soon and it'll just fix everything. No, you have something's wrong. There's some problem here. So some of it is social. I know some Jehovah's Witnesses where there ain't a soul that comes over their house, even in the cult. If there ain't a human being soul that wants to be around this person and comes over this person's house or socializes with this person, there's something wrong, right? And that's one category for Jehovah's Witnesses. Another category is being angry at religion. They're angry at religion, and Jehovah's Witnesses are critical of other religions, like everybody except for themselves. So there's something wrong with this person where something happened in a church. They turned against that church, and Watchtower allows them to, hey, there's something wrong with every other religion, except for the obvious problem. You left some church to join a cult that falsely predicted the end of the world. So you left something to go to something worse, right? But there's something in that person where, the end of the world is not coming, and my kids are about to have kids, right? Life is about to go full circle, and I'm about to be under the ground, and my kids are about to have kids and be thinking about burying their parents. Oh, there's nothing wrong with Watchtower's prediction. Yeah, end of the world has been right around the corner all this time. Yeah, that's scrolling past all the obvious glaring problems. You're hiding from the truth. There's a reason for that. There's some inadequacy there. You have a lot of Jehovah's Witnesses that don't have a lot of money or finances or funds, right? Well, instead of, hey, I need to fix my resume, right? I need to do something to fix this resume so I can get a better job, so I can make more money. What are they going to do, right? They're going to, I'll just hide behind Watchtower. Watchtower tells me that there's no real reason to get material things because God is going to destroy the world here any day now. Any day, looking at their watch, any day now, any day. You know what I mean? And they'll just sit there and they'll grow old and they'll die and the end of the world never came, and hiding from the truth. Instead of saying, hey, I need to fix the financial situation I'm in. Let me do something to help fix this. They would rather be in a situation where, hey, I will live in a world where all I got to do is pass out watchtowers, right? It's not how much money I have or how many, what kind of things I have. It's how many watchtowers I pass out. And I can compete in this type of social environment, right? That person is hiding from the truth. The truth is they need to do something about their financial situation, right? They need to do something about their social situation, right? They need to do something about whatever they have against other churches so that they don't run off with some cult, right? But no, they rather live in an environment where, hey, I can compete here, right? Big fish, small pond. All I got to do is pass out watchtowers and everything's okay. When in reality, it's not okay. You're going to suffer from whatever the inadequacy is. If a person has COVID symptoms, scrolling through and just pretending there's something wrong with everybody else, and I'm just going to hide from the obvious symptoms, it's going to come back to bite them, right? It's going to hurt them. They need to be getting treatment instead of hiding from the truth. And that's the truth with all Jehovah's Witnesses. And if your relatives are Jehovah's Witnesses, don't help them pretend everything's okay to just sit in a doomsday religion waiting for the end of the world that never came, and they're just going to still sit and wait, right? Because we all know if somebody was still trying to go move to Jonestown after what happened with that cult, there's something wrong. If somebody's still waiting for the space shuttle to come pick them up after what happened with Heaven's Gate, there's something wrong. Nobody would debate that. Something's wrong, whether it be intellect or psyche. Intellect or psyche. One of the two is wrong. Nobody would ever debate that except for the person waiting for the space shuttle to pick them up, or the person trying to move to Jonestown after what happened. The same is true for the Jehovah Witness waiting for the end of the world when it was falsely predicted numerous times. You're still waiting for the end of the world, and you're still in Watchtower. You're still in the cult that falsely predicted the end of the world multiple times. You're in a cult that, for crying out loud, had a mansion built for people that were going to be resurrected. And obviously that fell through. Like, you're in a cult that had ridiculous teachings. But instead of the obvious, let me look at the problem and let me fix it. It's that person who, they Google the problem that they're feeling. They don't like what Google shows them. They cut off their phone real quick, or they scroll past it real quick, and they hurry up and quickly forget. Let's get this out of my mind. I don't want to believe this. Instead of just fixing it. Comment down below. Let me know what you think. It's not just Jehovah's Witnesses. There's other people that have glaring, blatant, obvious problems. Like if you get a DUI, okay. But if you get so many DUIs, your license gets taken. And then once you finally get the license back, you get another DUI. Something's wrong. Don't just keep getting DUIs and pretending there ain't nothing wrong. Something's wrong. There might be a problem with alcoholism. Let's get it fixed, right? That's what most people do. They get it fixed, right? But there's some people that will just hide from the blatant, obvious truth and pretend, hey, this is just, everybody gets DUIs every other day, right? No, right? Everybody doesn't join cults that falsely predict the end of the world. So there's something wrong there. And instead of fixing it, they're hiding behind a cult that just tells them, well, everything will be better anyway because the end of the world is around the corner. Whatever your problem is, your blatant obvious problem is, the end of the world is right around the corner, so it'll just fix everything. Right? They rather just believe something that is just blatantly obviously false than to just fix their problems. So the main point is pretty much any human, all of us, should be able to self-regulate, right? We're able to self-correct, right? We're able to detect symptoms of something wrong and then go fix that thing. But some people hide from the truth. Jehovah's Witnesses, from my current understanding, they either are hiding behind that religious doctrine because something's wrong with them, and instead of just believing that there's something's wrong, they rather just believe the end of the world is tomorrow, so I don't have to worry about it. Or it's intellect. This person is slow, right? Because if we see a person walking down the street with one flip-flop on and one shoe and everything's get jacked up, we'll pretty much drive past that person and think, yeah, they're mentally handicapped. They're slow. There's something wrong with them, and they somehow got out of their group home and are wandering down the street. And that's Jehovah's Witnesses. They either are slow or they can see that a cult that keeps predicting the end of the world falsely is probably not the one true religion God is using, and everybody else is false. But they want to scroll past real quick. They don't want to think about it. They want to hide from the truth. Comment down below. Let me know what you think. And we'll discuss it in the comments. X Wall Kill Bethelite signing out.